Hello, so could you run a business one day? That's a question we all have. When we are working for someone else's company, we all have this aspiration to run a business ourselves. Does the chart support that? We'll have to start off with the nakshatras. If in your chart you have planets placed there in the nakshatras of Ashwini, Punarvasu and Hasta, then there's every chance of you running a business, as these three nakshatras are classified as the ones belonging to the caste of a merchant. So how do you do that? Let's do a quick 30-second scan. Have a look at this birth chart. If you click the rulers button, you'll see the two-letter abbreviated versions of the nakshatra names, if you're familiar with nakshatra names. If you're not, don't worry. Go click this button, you'll see a tabular form. Do a quick scan. Do you find any of the planets placed there in these three nakshatras in this chart? You do. You find Sun in the constellation of Punarvasu. So I'll reveal the identity of this person later. So immediately I see this person has the potential to run a business. The next thing you need to do is to identify these planetary combinations. Planets in these three nakshatras, they have a relationship with the 6th, 10th or the 11th house. What do I mean by that? They are either placed there in the 6th, 10th or 11th, or they are ruling it. These three houses are directly linked to your career. And you must extend this analysis even to the divisional charts. If, for example, you've identified Mars in your main chart is in the nakshatra of Hasta, if it falls there in the 10th house under the samsha chart, there's every possibility of you being an entrepreneur. Third thing you can do is to look at the houses. The 3rd, 7th and the 11th house are known to be the trinity of karma houses, the house of desires, and therefore they are directly linked to running a business. We run a business to make a name for ourselves. We also run it for commercial reasons. So these three houses are linked to running a business. So if the rulers of the houses linked to your career, which would be the 6th, 10th and the 11th, if these rulers fall in the 3rd, 7th or the 11th house, then that also could lead to you running a business. I've shared three set of combinations you can analyze in your chart. Let's cross-check this theory against the birth charts of business leaders. I'm starting off with the birth chart of Richard Branson. Do you see here he has Sun in the 1st in Punarvasu? This is the one I'd taken right at the beginning. He also has Mars ruling the career house, the 10th house, and is falling in the 3rd house in the main and the D10 chart. So immediately you're seeing three combinations that he can be running a business. Let's have a look at Elon Musk's chart. He also has Mercury in the 1st in Punarvasu. Now, of all the planets, Mercury is directly linked to running a business. So when Mercury is in the 1st in Punarvasu, that's a strong indication that the person has the potential to run a business. And in his case, Mars is in Dhanishta. I know I haven't spoken about Dhanishta, but Dhanishta is directly linked to worldwide fame. That, in my view, is a reason behind his technical skills and his fame. I'd like to also share the example of Bill Gates. Have a look at his chart. He has Mars ruling the 10th and is in the 3rd house. 3rd house is linked to entrepreneurship, and Mars further falls in one of those three constellations, and that is Hasta. Immediately I see a business owner, an inventor of some kind. So there are other combinations also you can discover in your birth chart. If, for example, Saturn is falling in the 1st, 3rd or the 10th house in your chart, there's every possibility of you being a very resilient person, a self-made individual. That's a quality necessary for entrepreneurship. And if you have any of the planets placed there in the nakshatra Swati or even Ashwini, that can lead to a future as a freelancer or as a digital nomad. So I'm hoping these combinations will help you answer the question, does your chart support your future as a business owner? I'm hoping this is useful. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.